Chair Williams
Like
and
we
members
have-
of the board, we are ready to begin whenever you are ready.
Great. Well then, good morning. I will call to order the meeting of November 22nd, 2022 of the Board of Supervisors to order. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Supervisor Hart, Supervisor Nelson,
Here.
Supervisor Lavanino,
Here.
Supervisor Hartman,
Here.
and Chair Williams.
I am here. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of
of the United States of America and to the republic
for which it stands,
one nation,
nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty
and justice for all.
for all.
Thank you so much. Madam Clerk, are there any announcements or changes to our agenda today?
Just a quick announcement. I would like to note for the record that Supervisor Hart is absent, and then all other members of the board are participating in today's meeting remotely. Due to technical issues, our November 29th, 2022 hearing will be held in Santa Barbara Board Hearing Room Chambers. I would also like to remind the public of the Board of Supervisors' methods of public participation for this hearing. To provide public comment on general public comment or on an item on the board's agenda, please see page 2 of the agenda. Individuals that would like to provide verbal public comment virtually may do so via Zoom by registering in advance via the link available on page 2 of the agenda. After registering, you'll receive a confirmation email containing important information about joining the virtual meeting. Once the chair has announced the item you want to comment on, please join the meeting with the information provided in the registration confirmation email. You will be placed on mute until it is your turn to speak. The clerk will call you by name. When removed from mute, you will hear a notification that your line has been unmuted. If you are using a touch-tone phone, you may need to press *6 to unmute yourself. Each person may address the board for up to 3 minutes at the discretion of the chair. If you have any questions, please contact the clerk of the board's office at 805-568-2240. That concludes my announcements for today.
Great. And I wanted to remind everyone that of the change of location for next week's meeting on the 29th. Due to technical difficulties in the Santa Maria office, we will be doing it in Santa Barbara. Are there any items that members wish to pull from the administrative agenda?
Chair Williams.
Yes, Director.
Just
Supervisor Nelson.
thank you. Just some clarification on the meeting, moving the meeting from the Santa Maria location. I know we've already moved a significant amount of Santa Maria location meetings this last year, so we'll be replacing that in December. So two Santa Maria locations in December.
Supervisor Nelson, we can talk about that at agenda review. What we do for the December meetings. Again, it was unforeseen because of the audio equipment is out in the Santa Maria chamber. So we have to make sure that it's available and can be used in December as well. So we will talk to the chair as we get closer to those dates.
Okay, thank you. Just the first time hearing of it. Thank you.
Mr. Chair. Yes, Mr. Lavanino.
Yeah, I think we want to also not just look at the technical part of it, but I noticed when we had SBCAG and APCD, our chambers are under construction as well. And the problem with that is that when, since we now have folks that are trying to access other parts of the building, they have to kind of enter through security, which then they have to walk through the board chambers. So just wanted to add that as well, that's something we got to take a look at. It's not just the audio, it's the flow of the people walking through the meeting area there, which can be addressed. We figured out a way to do it, but then they have to walk through my office, which is fine, but just something we got to look at.
Yeah, I apologize for that, Super Lavanino. We'll look at that. Thank you.
Something we got to look at.
Again, is there any matter that is being pulled from the agenda by members that I need to pull item A3, which is the appointments? Are there any items being pulled by members of the public?
Chair Williams and members of the board, I believe you're referring to administrative item 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sorry. Yeah.
Okay. And then as for items being pulled by the public, we actually originally had 2 requests for item A1 and A3. However, those were actually members that were going to be available for questions for those 2 items. So we do not have any requests from the public to pull any administrative items for today.
Great. Then
Drive northwest on
why don't
US
we
1.
hear A3? I mean A2, I'm sorry.
Chair Williams and members of the board, administrative item 2 is from the County Executive Office. It is to consider recommendations regarding the appointment of members to special district boards of directors in lieu of election.
And I just wanted to pull this. I'm good with all of them, except that I feel like we could be getting some more applicants for the Kuyama boards. And so I wanted to ask the clerk's office to go out and try to find more. We can help. And I think that would be better to continue it and to go out and do another recruitment. Is there any discussion on that request? Mr. Lavanino?
I'm just curious if there's any business that will be impacted by that.
We've checked, and we don't think it's going to be a big inconvenience. They've had perpetual problem making quorum for one of those bodies. Let's just say it won't be anything new. So, but I think it's important to cast a wide net and at least say that we could do more. So, Supervisor Nelson.
Yes, thank you, Chair Williams. I'm hoping what we can do is move forward with the item and then come back with additional appointments in the future for Kuyama. And I also have the Santa Maria Water Conservation District 5 seat that still we didn't have a candidate in as well. So I do have some eager candidates in Casamalia and Mission Hills that would like to move forward with it. So if we can bifurcate and still move forward with those candidates, that would be my preference. I don't want to hold up business within those districts because of maybe quorum issues moving forward if we can't move this item today.
That would be agreeable to me. So my request would be to continue the 2 Kuyama districts, but to move forward with the balance of A2. Can I get a motion to that effect?
Hartman move.
Motion by Hartman, second by Nelson.
Actually, Chair Hartman, I like ask for amendment to your motion, also include
Sure.
the Water Conservation District of City Center or Santa Maria Valley Water Conservation District to that as well.
Okay.
You want to continue Santa Maria Water Valley Conservation District as well? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we will continue. So a motion to the effect of continuing the 2 Kuyama districts and the Santa Maria Valley Water Conservation District, but making the rest of the appointments featured on A2. Can I get that motion?
That's the motion.
Second.
Motion by Hartman, second by Nelson. Roll call, please.
Supervisor Nelson,
Aye.
Supervisor Lavanino,
Aye.
Supervisor Hartman,
Aye.
and Chair Williams.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Now can I get a motion on the balance of the consent calendar?
So moved, Hartman.
Second, Nelson.
Roll call, please. Or discussion. Do we have, and we do not have any public comment on these items, right? Is that the case, Madam Clerk?
Chair Williams, you are correct. We do not have any requests to speak on any further items.
Great. Okay, so roll call, please, on the balance of the consent agenda.
Supervisor Nelson,
Aye.
Supervisor Lavanino,
Aye.
Supervisor Hartman,
Aye.
and Chair Williams.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Well, thank you so much. We will adjourn this meeting to Tuesday.
Chair Williams,
Yes.
excuse the interruption. I'm so sorry. We still need a call for general public comment for this meeting.
That's right. Are there any requests to speak for general public comment?
Chair Williams and members of the board, we do not have any requests to speak for general public comment.
Great. And then we will adjourn to November 29th. That is next Tuesday in the Santa Barbara hearing room. Thank you all for coming online for today's meeting.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.